Well, I'm sitting outside the gym this morning getting ready to go in, uh, and I'm going to update you on a couple of things that, I've been on hiatus now for several months and kind of looking around what I want to do, thinking I wanted out of the car business. But it's all I know, as most of you know, that, I mean, I've been in it since I was 16 years old. So over 50 years doing the same thing, except for a few short breaks. It's just in my blood. It's all I know. So I decided I do want to go back into the car business, and but I am going back where I started, and that's with the new car franchise. Of course, back then it was Prestige and a lot of different things. I started out selling new Volkswagens professionally. Now at 16, I started out, of course, from my dad's used car lot. But I think the benefits right now of going with a new car dealer franchise, and especially a group that owns several brands, is more beneficial for us. I mean, I'm always going to love used cars, and my primary focus for doing this is get access to more used cars. With the dealership so large right now, the trade-ins, with so many brands that they represent, the trade-ins have got to be phenomenal. With these auctions now, it's getting really, really, really ridiculous. I told you a few months ago, actually the best way was to go in and meet uh, new used car managers and try to buy directly from the dealership, because right now the auction fees are just ridiculous. I mean, you may have a car that ACVs for $1,000. They run it through the auction. By the time you get the car, add the fees into it, you've got an extra $500 in it just because of the middleman being the auction. And so I want to get away from that. I really, in my heart, I want to be able to sell more cars at a good price. And the more middlemen that you cut out, the better price you can give. You can, get better cars because they're traded in. You can inspect them more. The auctions are always going to be a fascination for me, but I think for my clientele and the new car incentives, for me, is the best to go back to a new car dealer. I'm still going to do my videos and update people of how maybe you can get into a new car store better and be able to elude those ridiculous auction fees. I'm going to find out how the internal workings now are at a new car dealership. They're so much different than what they were when I started. So I'm looking forward to learning more about today's new car dealers and passing that information along to some of you that might be wanting to try to break in. I don't think there's actually anything wrong. I mean, I'm going to maintain my wholesale license and try to work the angle of maybe I can be able to buy a few cars there by, and I really don't know what the policies will be, whether I'll be able to buy a few cars and peddle some on the side. Probably not. But I've done this for so long, and I've got such a huge market of people that really look at me to buy a certain price car. And of course, they're not new cars. But I will say this, that because of warranties and financial incentives and things of that nature, it's just more practical for a person that's in the car business now to go out and buy a new car. I mean, like I said, with the warranties and the incentives, it just makes more sense to stay out of that risk, unless, of course, you're paying cash for a good used car. Um, for a lot of reasons, I think that I just want to try the new car dealership and continue to update you on my progress there.